As Julie said, I'm really sort of known as the concussion guy. I wrote 130 articles about head injuries and currently have the journalistic equivalent of post-concussion syndrome. But I left the New York Times in August because what I really wanted to be always, and I will be soon, is a high school math teacher. Okay? And I left because I wanted to do that, and I left because a lot of my work was grounded in just basic statistics, basic probability, basic data analysis, okay? And the reason, one of the reasons I got to the point that I did is I started the sports statistics column here at the Times and wrote a book on the history of baseball statistics, and the idea of being able to merge these two passions of mine, it's just so much fun. I've done it, twice already here. The thing is about the sports analytics class, it is not trivia. It's not about memorizing batting averages. It's about how to understand how true sports teams and actual athletes look at numbers in order to compete better, looking at predictive statistics, looking at metrics that describe performance, contract negotiations. You don't need to be a math enthusiast to be in the class. It doesn't hurt, okay? It's more about numbers than it is math. So, there aren't going to be any asymptotes, trust me. But you'll learn some instincts about how to look at sports differently and how to look at sports in the way that the professionals do. And we're going to just have a ton of great guests because, frankly, they all owe me favors. And one thing also we're going to do is I was speaking with somebody outside, and she asked whether there would be any writing, any sports writing in the class. And guess what? I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, we're going to add that, okay? And because one thing I want you to know is that at least with this class, and I would imagine others, we adapt to what the people who come want to do and their passions are, okay? We're really impressed that kids are taking the time out to do this, and we make sure to reward them. The guests that we got former Major League Baseball player, former NFL football player, well, more than that. They all owe me one. Broadcasters from ESPN, Doug Glanville and John Shambi. We're going to have the director of the director of analytics for the Kansas City Royals, the guy who helped win the 2015 World Series, is a friend of mine, and he's going to do a Skype session. John Abamondi, an NBA executive now at Madison Square Garden, who had been with the St. Louis Cardinals. R.A. Dickey, the pitcher for the Braves, I'm hoping to get. But the thing is that it's not, what we're going to look at is not just baseball, not just football, not just basketball, although, of course, that'll be a main focus. Analytics have pervaded every sport. The NHL now has sophisticated things to look at the game differently. Tennis, golf, and frankly, we're going to adapt if the kids want to learn about tiddlywinks. I'll find some tiddlywinks analytics out there. But the projects we're going to do, and I want to wrap it up quickly here, we're not just going to learn stuff, and have some great guests, but we're going to have some projects that I think the kids are going to have a blast with. I think that the final project, what we're going to do is break the kids up into two-person teams, and they are going to negotiate the contract of Stephen Curry when he becomes a free agent. And it'll be a contest, and whoever gets the best contract, gets a prize of some sort. And it's not, 1% of the contract. My experience with the NFL concussion story and a lot of the public health stuff that I did, I was really the guy whose work led to the settlement of the retired players and the epidemiology behind it. I did stuff that the judge looked at in order to set the limit or the lack of limit. And we're going to look at how analytics were used in order to figure out the concussion cover-up. I used basic probability. I used high school math to prove the NFL's cover-up. And you get to watch on the inside and listen to Roger Goodell say really stupid things to me. And Major League Baseball arbitration. So look, I'm gonna wrap it up. We got a lot of people here, okay? But the thing which I really want to point out is that at least I know my class, and I'm sure all the others, we're gonna have a blast because it is summer. And we want kids to feel, I did Andover summer school, and you know what? It was really a drag because the teacher took it way too seriously. We're going to have a blast. You're going to learn stuff, but you're going to be really glad you did it. Thanks.